Hello, my name is Carrie Vaughn, and this is my persuasive speech for oral communications, Colorado Christian University. For a minute, I want you to take a time back in time. Close your eyes and imagine that you are a 5-year-old student walking into school for the first time. You've never been away from your mom or your family, and you walk into the classroom and you're scared because there's a whole bunch of other kids there. But then you continue to walk into the classroom and you see a lady that's standing there and she has a smile and she welcomes you into the classroom and makes you feel like you are her own child. And it makes you feel better to leave mom and to start your day in school. Continue to close your eyes and think about you as a 6th grade student. You are now in junior high. A very scary place. You have gone from elementary school to junior high school, and you have more than one teacher. But you walk into the classroom and you sit down and you have this man come through the door who is excited to teach you about science. And throughout the year, he does crazy science experiments. He takes you on field trips, and his love of science teaches you that you also will love science as you go through your years. Imagine now you are a high school student and you are getting ready to graduate. And you look back and you think about all those people that have taken you to that place where you are now making the step to go to college and making your career choice. You may have thought of 1 or 2 or 3, maybe even 5 or 6 teachers that have gotten you to that place as you take that diploma and you step and you move your tassel over and you take the next step into your career, whatever that choice may be. But you will look back and you will remember those teachers that brought you there. You had the choice to make any career that you can do. But what career or what person gets you to help you make that choice? It's a teacher. Teaching is the most rewarding thing that you can do. Whether it's teaching young students, teaching older, high school, or even at a college level, it is extremely rewarding. And sadly, there is a need for teachers. According to Washington Post study, teachers all around the country are in short supply. In fact, in that same study, it says that in 2016 a report that there was a 35% reduction in education enrollment between 2009 and 2014. Which means if there's a reduction in education enrollment, that means there also is a reduction in teachers. Teachers are a needed necessity. In a different study found in the U.S. News World Report said that teacher shortages are happening due to the increase of students in schools, as well as teachers who are retiring. I'm sure you can think of those teachers that you thought, man, they are too old to be teaching. Well, of course they are, but they love it. But it is coming to that time where a lot of those teachers are now retiring, and there's no one to take their place. Will that person be you? Now that we've looked for the need for teachers, let me tell you how you can help. The easiest simple thing that you can do is to become a teacher. Again, it doesn't matter if you teach young children, kindergarten, preschool, elementary, high school, college. Everybody needs a teacher. And it is the most rewarding job you will ever do. I am speaking from experience. The children that you will meet, that you will be able to help, surpasses everything else that you will see. Go back to when we started, where you think about those teachers that impacted you in your life. What did they do? What stood out to you that made you continue in your education? Was it because they had a kind heart? Was it because of what they gave you? Was it because they challenged you? But think about that. You wouldn't have had that without a teacher. You don't realize that you can help your community around you by becoming a teacher. When you step into that classroom, you don't realize how many of those children or families you can impact just by being there, just by showing up and teaching their children. The community around you needs you. They need you to be there, to step into that role, whether it's in a public school setting or in a private school setting. Teachers are needed everywhere, in every setting, in every part of the world, in every setting of education, they are needed. And no matter where you step into, you can help your community. You also never really know how much of an impact you will make on a child's life. I have taught from kindergarten up to high school, and I have had the privilege of having children come back and say how much they loved being in my class. And again, that wasn't because of me, but it was because of how I impacted them and how I helped them, how I challenged them. There is nothing more rewarding than walking to a classroom and have a child bring you dandelions because they think they're flowers. Or to be in an elementary classroom and you get a picture that's drawn for you of you and that child walking around. There is nothing, you never realize that just giving a child a high five or a hug or a piece of candy or a sticker or a prize, how much that will impact them and will help them in their learning process. And that can be done because you are a teacher. You have a choice to choose between an occupation. You can choose between any occupation in the world. But again, who helps you get to that choice? A teacher. You don't believe me? Let's listen to some kindergarten students at Leslie Elementary School tell us why they love their teacher, and then think about it. You could be that teacher that they're talking about.
I like my teachers because they're cool and I like their work. I like them because they're the best teachers ever and I love them so much. Hey, that's what I was saying.
Okay, you can say it.
He's gonna say that he loves teachers.
Why do you like your teachers?
They're good to me. I work hard for the I like my teachers because they're nice. Because they like to fun stuff. Because they let us learn. Because they teach us a lot. Because they let us play. They do nice stuff to us. They do nice stuff to us because we've been good bad. Because she brings us outside.
Okay, and that is just kindergarten level. Imagine you being that teacher that those children get to talk about, that you do nice things, you bring them outside. There's nothing more rewarding than being a teacher.